someone has ever done this to you, you need to see how it ends. If they say this, walk away. Gaslighting is when someone makes you doubt your own memory and sanity to control you. The first sign is hearing that never happened or you're imagining things when you know what you saw. The second is being told you're too sensitive every time you raise a real concern, training you to stay silent. The third is when they deny saying something you clearly remember until you start to question yourself. But the real tactic is what comes next. The fourth sign is that you find yourself constantly apologizing and feeling confused after talking to them. The fifth is that you start keeping evidence, texts, dates, just to prove your own reality to yourself. That instinct is your mind warning you. Healthy people do not need you to doubt your sanity to feel right. If you recognize this pattern, the goal is not to win the argument. It is to stop playing the game and protect your sense of reality. Follow so you can spot it next time. New dark psychology every day. Pay close attention to this. Don't take the bait. Guilt tripping is making you feel responsible for someone else's emotions, so you will do what they want. It sounds like after everything I have done for you, or I guess I will just suffer alone then. The aim is to flood you with guilt until saying no feels cruel, even when your no is completely reasonable. You end up apologizing for having boundaries. The key insight is this: you are responsible for your actions, but not for managing another adult's feelings through self-betrayal. The defense is to acknowledge the feeling without accepting the blame. Say, I understand you are disappointed, and I am still not able to do this. You can be kind and firm at the same time. A request respects your right to say no. A guilt trip punishes you for it. Learn to tell the difference and stop paying a toll you never owed. Follow for daily dark psychology you need to know. Pay close attention to this. This is how you become invisible to them. Manipulators feed on your reaction. Your anger, your tears, your desperate explanations are fuel. It tells them they still control your emotions. The gray rock method starves them. You become as boring and unresponsive as a gray rock. Short, flat answers. No emotion, no drama, no long explanations. You give them nothing interesting to grab onto. When they provoke you, you respond with a calm okay or a simple I see, and move on. With no emotional reaction to harvest, manipulators often lose interest and drift toward an easier target. It is not about being cold to everyone. It is a shield for dealing with people who weaponize your feelings. You cannot out-argue a manipulator because the argument is the trap. But you can become so unrewarding that the game is no longer worth playing. Follow for daily dark psychology you need to know. Pay close attention to this. Repeat it and they can't move you. Manipulators are skilled at twisting your words, so the worst thing you can do is over-explain. Every new reason you give becomes something they can argue against. The defense is a technique called the broken record. You choose one calm, simple sentence that states your boundary, and you repeat it unchanged no matter what they throw at you. They say, but you owe me, you reply, I understand, and my answer is no. They get angry, you reply, I understand, and my answer is no. No new justifications, no taking the bait, just the same calm line. Without fresh material to attack, the manipulation has nothing to grip. It feels almost rude at first, but it is simply refusing to argue about a decision you have already made. A boundary does not require a debate. It only requires repetition. Follow for daily dark psychology you need to know. Pay close attention to this. Learn to spot the dark triad. Psychologists describe a dark triad of personality traits found in the most manipulative people. The first is narcissism, an inflated sense of self and a constant need for admiration. The second is Machiavellianism, a willingness to deceive and exploit others purely for personal gain, viewing people as tools. The third is psychopathy, marked by low empathy and shallow emotions. Most people have a little of these traits. The danger is when all three run high in one person, because they combine charm with a complete lack of guilt. They are often magnetic at first, which is exactly why they are dangerous. The early warning signs are a pattern of broken relationships they always blame on others, charm that feels performed, and a strange absence of genuine empathy. Trust patterns over charisma. The most charming person in the room is not always the safest. Follow for daily dark psychology you need to know. Pay close attention to this. Helplessness can be a strategy. Strategic incompetence is when someone performs helplessness in specific areas to avoid responsibility. They burn dinner every time it is their turn to cook. They handle admin so badly that you take over. They forget things so consistently in one category that you stop asking. It is rarely announced. Presents as simple inability. But the pattern, reliable incompetence in tasks they would prefer not to do, reveals that something more deliberate is happening. The result is an unequal distribution of labor that benefits the person performing the incompetence and is maintained without direct conflict. Because they are not refusing, they are just bad at it. Your frustration has no clear target. The defense is to name the pattern without attacking the person. Not "you always burn dinner, but I notice I handle all cooking now. Is that what we both want?" Naming the outcome makes the implicit arrangement visible and subject to renegotiation. Follow for daily dark psychology you need to know. Empathy is not always a sign of kindness. Most people assume empathy is inherently positive. But researchers have identified a type called dark empathy, found in people who score high on the dark triad of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. These individuals can accurately read your emotions, they understand precisely how you feel, but they use that understanding not to connect with you but to exploit you. A dark empath knows exactly what reassurance you need to hear to trust them. They know which insecurity to probe to create dependence. They know when to show warmth to draw you back in after they have hurt you. Their emotional intelligence is real. Their intention is not. The ability to be understood feels so rare that it creates powerful attachment. What to watch for is not whether someone understands you, but what they do with that understanding. Insight used to help you is a gift. Insight used to maneuver you is a weapon. If this one kept you up, the next story is even darker. It is on your screen right now. It's not a coincidence. It's calculated. Hoovering is named after the vacuum brand. It is when a manipulator or narcissist reaches back out just as you are starting to heal and move on. It might come as a sudden apology, a crisis they need your help with, a reminder of good times, or an escalation of pressure if soft approaches fail. The timing is rarely accidental. People with controlling tendencies often have an instinct for when their grip on you is loosening. The hook is effective because you have already done some healing, so the sharp edges have softened in your memory. You remember the good. The bad feels less immediate. Re-entry feels safe. This is exactly the cycle the Hoover is designed to restart. The defense is remembering, in full, not just the moments that feel safe. Before you respond, read your own journal from the hard times, talk to someone who witnessed it, or simply sit with why you left. Selective memory is what the Hoover depends on. If this one kept you up, the next story is even darker. It is on your screen right now. You'll never win because that's the point. A circular argument is one that never resolves because resolution is not the goal. You raise a concern. They pivot to a grievance about you. You address that. They return to a different version of the original claim. Nothing gets resolved because the argument is not a search for understanding. It is a method of exhaustion, designed to wear you down until you either capitulate or give up. The key tell is that the goalposts keep moving. Every time you address a specific point, it is replaced by a new one or reframed. You feel confused and off balance, which is often the intended effect. The defense is to name it clearly and step out. Say, "We are going in circles and I am not willing to continue until we agree on what we are actually discussing." An argument worth having has a resolvable point. If you cannot identify what agreement would look like, you are probably not in an argument. You are in a trap. If this one kept you up, the next story is even darker. It is on your screen right now. It sounds like a compliment, but it isn't. Negging is the tactic of delivering a backhanded compliment or mild criticism, specifically designed to lower someone's confidence and make them seek your approval. "You look great for someone your age. That was pretty impressive. I did not expect that from you." The comment is framed just plausibly enough to dismiss as innocent, but the effect is to create a subtle insecurity that makes the target more eager to prove their worth to the one who questioned it. It works because it flips normal social dynamics. Instead of chasing someone whose approval you already have, you find yourself working to win approval from someone who subtly suggested you might not be quite good enough. The defense is recognizing the pattern. A genuine compliment builds you up. A neg takes a small piece of you and hands it back as bait. If someone consistently makes you feel like you need to earn their respect rather than simply having it, that is not their standard. That is their strategy. If this one kept you up, The next story is even darker. It is on your screen right now. It's not just avoidance. It's a weapon. The silent treatment can feel like someone just needing space, but as a repeated weapon, it is punishment designed to control. By withdrawing all communication, the manipulator forces you into anxiety and makes you chase them, apologize, and concede just to end the unbearable silence. The brain actually processes social rejection in the same region as physical pain. The difference between a healthy pause and abuse is intent. A healthy person says, "I need some time to cool down," and comes back. A manipulator uses silence to make you feel like you no longer exist until you comply. The defense is to not chase. Calmly state you are available to talk when they are ready, then go live your life. Refusing to be tortured by silence removes its entire power. Your peace is not a bargaining chip. If this one kept you up, the next story is even darker. It is on your screen right now.